Welcome to Fuller Expectations, the podcast where we dive into topics like aging with confidence, navigating identity shifts, building new healthy habits, rediscovering purpose, health and wellness routines in midlife, and yes, maybe even money, retirement, relationships, and letting go of things that no longer serve you. I'm your host, Carrie Fuller, and I am so excited that you're here with me today. My hope is that our episodes feel like a blend of personal growth, real conversation, and gentle encouragement. We'll keep things honest, thoughtful, and practical. If you have not already, please hit follow so that our podcast can appear in your podcast library. We drop episodes every week, and we don't want you to miss it. And if you thought of somebody who might benefit by what you've heard today, please share this episode with them. And now let's get into today's episode. Welcome to Fuller Expectations, the podcast about growth, reinvention, and living fully in the second half of life. I'm your host, Carrie Fuller, and here today we're going to talk about the choices, conversations, and the mindset shifts that help us show up as our best selves, not someday, but right now. Today's episode is about preparing for a long life with quality, because living longer isn't the same as living well. Today we're talking about the difference between lifespan and health span, why strength and mobility and muscle matter more now than we were ever taught, and how caring for your body today is a lot like saving for retirement. It's not about perfection, it's about a consistent investment in your future. If you've ever thought, I want to stay independent, I want to feel strong, I want to enjoy the life that I'm building, well, this episode is for you. Let's get into it. Have you ever noticed how much time we spend preparing for retirement? How much everybody talks about retirement? We save, we plan, we meet with our advisors, we imagine the life that we want to live when we're finally able to have the freedom to enjoy it. But here's the question I want to sit with today. What if we reach retirement and our bodies aren't prepared to live the life that we planned, the life that we saved for all these years? Because living longer isn't the same thing as living well. And that's what today's conversation is about. Let's dive into lifespan versus health span. We hear a lot about longevity these days. People are preparing to live longer than ever before, but there's a big difference between lifespan and health span. Lifespan is how long you live. Health span is how long you live well. In the years that you're mobile, when you're independent, when you're clear-minded, when you're able to move through your life without constant pain or fear of falling down, or reliance on other people for basic needs. And here's the truth that we don't talk about enough. Medicine has done a great job extending lifespan. Lifestyle determines health span. I'm going to say that again. Your lifestyle determines your health span. So I like using the retirement analogy because I feel like I can understand that. If we think about how we approach retirement savings, we don't wait until we're 60 to start saving. We understand that small, consistent contributions matter. And you know that time and compound interest are really powerful when you're saving for retirement. Now imagine if we thought about our bodies the same way. Strength training is like adding to the principal for retirement. Muscle is like compound interest. Flexibility and balance are like liquidity. And consistency is the automatic deposit that you get taken out of your check every week or 2 weeks, every month maybe, and you don't ever skip. Every time you move your body, every time you build strength, every time you stretch or walk or fuel yourself with healthy foods, or choose recovery time after working out, doing all of these things, you're banking wellness. You're investing in the body that you're going to live in later. So what are we really saving for? Most of us aren't saving for a number on a scale, or a certain look, or a milestone birthday even. We're saving for something so much more meaningful. We're saving for getting up off the floor without needing help. We're saving to carry in our own groceries. We're saving to travel confidently with friends or independently. We're saving to play with our kids or grandkids. We're saving to stay in our own homes and to live without fear of injury or dependence on other people to help us live. Independence is the real luxury here. And independence does not happen by accident. It does not happen by accident. This is decade by decade preparation. So let's talk about what this looks like at different stages of life. So in your 30s, much like saving for retirement, you're building the foundation. In your 30s, muscles is easier to build. Recovery is faster and habits form way easier. This is the decade where we want to learn how to move well. We want to build basic strength. We want to protect our joints and create routines that fit into our real life. In our 30s, we're building the account. It's not about perfection. It's about building the foundation. Next decade, we're going to get into our 40s. We're going to protect what we started building in our 30s. In our 40s, things shift. Muscle loss begins quietly. Stress increases. Sleep matters a little bit more. Recovery matters even more. Strength training becomes non-negotiable. Flexibility becomes protective. Rest becomes productive, doesn't it? You're maintaining and adding to the foundation you built in your 30s, and you're still earning interest. Now let's get into our 50s and beyond. Our 50s and beyond is about preserving independence. So in your 50s, muscle becomes medicine. Strength supports our bones. Balance prevents falls. Mobility preserves freedom. Movement is what keeps you independent. And here's the most important thing. It is never too late to start, but the earlier that you invest, the more freedom you have later. It's just like when you're younger, like me. I was a single mom. I needed my whole entire paycheck to pay my bills. So I didn't start saving for retirement until I paid off my college student loan, basically when my son was 6 years old. So what did I do then? I made a lot of catch-up contributions into my retirement account because I started late. But it's okay because I just had to put in more effort later. And was it hard? Yeah, it was really hard. But retirement it's not optional. It's something that I wanted one day, much like independence and health and wellness as I age. So I've gone through ebbs and flows kind of with fitness. I was like really, really into it. I ran a marathon. I could run 5Ks. I did yoga. I did Pilates. But then you go through periods where you're just in a drought. You don't have time. You get caught up living life and just trying to get by with doing the 100 million other things. But now in my mid-50s, I am 100% investing in my well-being and in my health, but I'm in the catch-up point, just like I did when I was younger, when I had to make catch-up contributions to my 401k. I'm kind of doing that with my wellness right now because I have to make up for the gaps of when I kind of fell off a little bit and other things were taking priority. But it is never too late to start. The earlier you invest, the more freedom you have later. But it is never too late to start. I don't care how old you are. Muscle and strength and flexibility matter, and no matter how old you are, you can build them. Now we get to a point where muscle isn't about appearance for us, right? Some people, it is still about appearance, but for me, it's about function. I want to look toned, yes, but more importantly, I want to pick myself up off the floor if I fall down. Muscle protects our bones and supports metabolism. It regulates our blood sugar and improves balance. It reduces our risk of injury, and it keeps us resilient. Flexibility keeps you moving freely, and strength keeps you moving safely. Muscle isn't about looking strong, although that's a nice benefit because that does happen. But later in life, it's about staying independent. So let's talk about removing the quiet excuses that we might have to make the time for ourselves, to get up earlier and work out, or to do it after work if we have to. We all have been down this road, right? I don't have time. I'm too old. I've never been athletic. I'll start this later. But here's the truth. Short workouts count too. Consistency beats intensity. Progress matters more than perfection. And today is always the best time to start. It doesn't matter what you did last month or didn't do last month or last year or whatever. Today is a new day, and today counts. Movement is not punishment. Movement is a privilege. I used to say that to myself when I'd be going around the lake. I have a perfect 3-mile route around the lake, and I've run it and I've walked it, and now I'm at the point where I can't run it, but I can walk it. Got to build up to running it again. But when I didn't feel like doing it, when it was cold or when it was whatever, and I didn't just feel like doing it at all, I reminded myself, this is a privilege. I get to do this. I have the ability to do this, and not everybody does. So again, movement is not punishment. It is a privilege, And if you're privileged enough to be mobile enough to do it, you have zero excuses. Zero. Just remind yourself of that when you don't feel like doing it. So as we think about wellness, like saving for retirement, when we think about our future, hopefully you're already planning for your future, with finances and with the things that you're doing now to get you to a place that you want to be later. The most important plan that you are ever going to make for your future, and yes, finances do count, but health and wellness and your body that has to carry you through each and every day, that honestly matters more. The most important plan is the body that will carry you there. So I throw out an invitation to you. This week, make one small deposit into your wellness account, whether it's one walk, one strength training session, one stretch, a night of better sleep, one really healthy, clean, nourishing meal. Small deposits add up, just like retirement, because living longer is one thing, but living fully, independently, with strength, now that is the expectation, and we all want to be there. So as we wrap up today, I want to leave you with this thought. You're already planning for your future, your finances, your time, your responsibilities, and your goals of what you want your future to look like. But the most important plan is the body that will be carrying you there. Health span isn't about fear or restriction. It's about freedom and independence. And it's about honoring the future version of yourself by the choices that you make today. Everything that you do today matters to the version of you that you will be living in tomorrow. So I challenge you again to go for a walk, to lift some weights, to stretch, to go to bed a little earlier, to eat the clean foods that will fuel and nourish your body. Every choice you make today matters for the version of you that you will live in tomorrow. So I hope this episode resonated with you. And if you thought of somebody that might like to hear it, I invite you to share this episode with them. And if you have not already, hit follow so that our podcast can appear in your podcast library. And I invite you to make one small deposit into your wellness account this week. Just one. Small steps compound, just like retirement savings. And if you know someone who's thinking about aging and longevity or how they want to live the next years in their life, please share this episode with them. These are conversations worth having. So thank you so much for spending some time with me. Until next time, keep growing, keep investing in yourself, and keep living with fuller expectations. Thanks for listening today. If this episode sparked something in you, please share it with a friend, leave a comment or a review, and reach out and let me know what resonated. Remember, no matter what age or stage of life you're in, you can pivot. And always remember, the second half of life is not a winding down. It's a waking up. Please follow or subscribe. We'd love to have you as part of our podcast family. Let's keep showing up and being the best version of ourselves. Until next time, take care.